survivors, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Yad Vashem, Chairman Shalem, Rabbi Lau, for the invitation. It's a great honor for me to be here and to talk about the living legacy of Raoul Wallenberg. And especially to do that at Yad Vashem, which plays such a crucial role in efforts to remember and learn from the horrors of the Holocaust. I'm grateful to Deputy Minister Aylan for being here to represent the Israeli government. I'm very grateful to Mr. Mikael Wernstedt, who is a member of the Raoul Wallenberg family, and to the members of the Swedish community for being here today. And I'm particularly honored by the presence of those of you who are survivors yourselves and who join in today's tribute to Wallenberg. It has always been impossible for me to understand the evil behind the Holocaust. How was it possible that millions and millions of men, women and children were killed so systematically? How could ordinary men and women become the perpetrators in the worst crime against humanity? And I can never fully understand how it feels. How it feels to have been subjected to the inhuman treatment by the Nazis. How it feels to be a son of someone who has survived the Holocaust but is marked with a big scar for the rest of his or her life. Even though it's impossible for me to understand, we have a duty to the victims to try to understand. We have a duty to commemorate all the victims. And we have a duty to act to secure that the history is never forgotten and that the necessary lessons are learned for the future. We must never let the Holocaust deny us a win. Those who were murdered in the death camps of the Nazis must not also be deprived of their deaths. The Holocaust deniers have an interest in twisting history. And unfortunately, the survivors are getting fewer and fewer. Now when memories of the Holocaust become history, when fewer and fewer can tell us what actually happened, all good forces need to fight for a true history. Even if it's hard, we must find the words to keep on telling the story and to make history part of today. But we must also tell the story of the individuals who actually made a difference, like Raoul Wallenberg. To remember Wallenberg and his determination to do the right thing is also a way of keeping history alive. His courage should in every way possible be highlighted and remembered in the fight against intolerance and in the fight against anti-Semitism of today. I'm so proud to represent the same country as Raoul Wallenberg. But to be honest, I can't be proud of Swedish history concerning Raoul Wallenberg. Mikael Wernstedt mentioned it. For a long time we didn't dare to find out what happened to Raoul Wallenberg during the Cold War. And I would like to take this possibility to say to Mikael Wernstedt as representative of the Wallenberg family, I'm sorry that we for a long time left the family too alone. I'm sorry that we didn't celebrate and commemorate Raoul Wallenberg enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we didn't really dare to find out what happened. We're trying to do the right thing now. The Swedish government is this year, 100 years after the birth of Raoul Wallenberg, determined to give Wallenberg the place in history that he deserves. We have in the Swedish government declared and decided to commemorate Raoul Wallenberg throughout 2012, and many activities are currently underway in Sweden and abroad, and this one is one example of that. Ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of the work and legacy of Raoul Wallenberg, the Swedish government stands firm in its commitment to fight anti-Semitism, xenophobia, and related intolerance. Experience shows us that the fight for tolerance, openness, and humanity must be a never-ending process. The work is never done and completed. Every day we must stand up for human rights and democracy. Every day we must promote an open and tolerant society. Sadly, anti-Semitism is still alive in Europe. Populist political parties are growing in several European countries. In some cases, these parties have been allowed to shift the entire political map. Established parties have adapted to the intolerant messages. Those who stand up for openness and tolerance have been far too quiet. We have seen the patterns before, and we cannot risk paying the same price, the price of doing nothing. As Europeans, as Democrats, as people deeply committed to human rights, we need to meet this challenge. Also in Sweden we have a xenophobic party in parliament. However, for the Swedish government, it is clear. We will not let this party gain influence in politics in Sweden. We will not let them move the political map towards intolerance. No country is free from racism and intolerance. In my own country, despite strong traditions of democracy and respect for human rights, we still face instances of anti-Semitism as well as intolerance towards other groups such as Muslims and Roma. Rabbi Lau mentioned Malmö. Malmö is a city in the southern Sweden where there has been a rise in the number of Jews who have suffered anti-Semitic harassment, and some Jewish families have even left the city. Why do they yell these things, Dad? Do they try to be cool? It is the children of the rabbi in Malmö, Snare Kesselman, that pose the question. Kesselman has suffered from over 70 anti-Semitic incidents in 1 year. What would I answer if it was my kids that posed the question? How would I try to explain the hatred from unknown people? I sincerely don't know. But I know that we have a duty to fight anti-Semitism, to teach our children not to hate, to teach the lessons from the past, because no one should be afraid of meeting the pure hatred in a street in Sweden, the country of Raoul Wallenberg. The message from the Swedish government concerning the situation in Malmö is crystal clear. We will never accept anti-Semitism. We stand firm in our commitment and will continue to combat anti-Semitism, racism and intolerance. As minister, I have the privilege of working closely with the vibrant Jewish community in Sweden on these issues. All Swedes must be able to live their life without fear of threats or harassments. Sweden should be a good country to live in for Jews and all other minorities. It's the responsibility of the public and local authorities, the police and the justice system. The Swedish government will also in the coming years intensify efforts to teach children and young people about xenophobia and intolerance, an essential part of combating hatred. In order to strengthen the security for the Jewish population, the government has also, sadly I have to say, been forced to provide financial support to the Jewish community in Sweden. Ladies and gentlemen, political leaders have a responsibility. We need to take concrete actions to stop intolerance. The schools and the educational system are key areas. We appreciate the long and close cooperation the Swedish schools have and have had, and Swedish educators have had with Yad Vashem on how to teach the lessons of the Holocaust. Further, we need to stand up and take the debate in order to protect and promote the open society. When fighting fanaticism, I believe that we need to focus on the moderate part of the population. And the good thing is that they are often in the majority. Saying this, it is of course important to try to have an impact also on the fanatics. But we must not forget the public in general, the ones who could be the bystanders. We must do our best to see that more individuals say no to intolerance. We need more people who stand up for openness, democracy and human rights. Many of us know the following lines by the German poet Martin Niemann. First they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for the communists. And I did not speak out because I was no communist. Then they came for the trade unionists. And I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for me. And there was no one left to speak out for. Ladies and gentlemen, Raoul Wallenberg showed us that one man can make a difference. Raoul Wallenberg decided that he did not want to be a bystander, saying that he had no choice. As Mikael Wernstedt pointed out, he said, "To me, there is no other choice." Wallenberg's bold methods put him in great danger. To me, there is no other choice. We need more individuals like Raoul Wallenberg. We need more courage and humanity. Not all can be heroes like Wallenberg, but all of us can do something. The greatest danger to our society is not the evil from the evil people. The greatest danger is when the good people are silent. Each and every one of us has a role and a responsibility to fight anti-Semitism, racism, and intolerance of today. That is the best way to honor the living legacy of Raoul Wallenberg. Toda